Welcome back to some more Madden 25, and today we're going to be talking about All-Madden Sliders. I've been moving them around in our Patriots franchise a lot, and there's a lot of things I do like, and then there's some things I just don't like. The big problem with sliders, in my opinion, is not only do they not always have the biggest impact, like reaction time and coverage, I feel, is just like so minuscule up or down, but the game's coding itself is sometimes going to make sliders completely irrelevant. Like a good example would be quarterback accuracy for the CPU. It doesn't necessarily matter what the QB accuracy is if the QB makes a bad decision. One of the big bad decisions that we've been seeing a lot over the years is them scrambling out, finding a lane to roll out, them looking downfield with no one near them, 2nd and 7, 1st and 10, whatever, and they don't scramble. They end up throwing the ball away. It's almost like in-game, the AI has a better chance to scramble if there's someone that's going to tackle them within like 7 yards than if there's nobody there. I don't know what it is, but the game, they just won't let the AI run half the time when there's a wide open scramble lane. It's like things need to break down. There needs to be pressure on that QB. Otherwise, they're going to just hold the ball too long because they have time to throw, you know? And then when somebody comes up, they throw it away because they don't want to get sacked. So it's just a good example of that. Sliders aren't perfect, but as far as the way I like my franchise to go, my gameplay to go, this is about as perfect as I'm going to get personally. Once again, your skill level is going to matter. The team you're choosing is going to matter. And regardless, this is what we're going to go into. As far as difficulty, obviously All-Madden, simulation, obviously. And then quarter length. Anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, I think, is a good spot to be at. Accelerated clock, I usually like to do 20, so the AI has time to audible. And I guess you have time to audible as well. The games won't last too long, maybe 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how much you're running the ball, how many incompletions there are. As far as the rest, a lot of it is personal preference. Personally, I think the classic kicking meter is not the way you want to do it. You want to do multimeter. I'm not really sure why it's on classic, because for franchise, I have multimeter. Multimeter, I think, gives you a bigger chance to miss kicks. Before Madden, it's like automatic, basically. So multimeter, what's the difference? Tap and tap. Tap and hold. Tap and hold. Oh, tap and tap actually might be more fun or better, but I'm used to tap and hold already. And then a big one. I've been going placement and accuracy because that's just kind of the way the game is evolving, and I think for the online league, it's going to be a bit more helpful for me. But yes, if you're trying to go realistic, do classic. Main reason why is because with placement and accuracy, you can kind of counteract the bad ratings of a quarterback with good timing, and if it's perfect timing, the ball's on target 99% of the time, whereas class, it's going to basically, depend on the actual accuracy ratings of the quarterback, so you definitely want to go classic there. It's also, in my opinion, a little more fun because there's a lot less to worry about, but I suppose if you're going to be, using placement and accuracy and you're not very good at it, it might even result in more inconsistent passing, which I think is what you want. We see it all the time in real life that, the best of quarterbacks miss routine passes. But in game, if you have that placement and accuracy down, you're not going to be missing those very often. As far as the rest goes, all preference-based once again. But injuries, I have at 20. Been seeing a lot of big names injured here and there. Mahomes was out for like 6 to 8 weeks in one of my franchises, and I think might even been the Patriots franchise. And then, some other lower-level guys. Normally, you're just not going to see that in game. You keep them at base. You just don't see really many injuries at all. But unfortunately, in real life, a lot of injuries. Some of the best players in the league get injured every single year. And if you don't have it at 20 to 25, you're just not going to see many injuries. So it's up to you if you want those injuries. The rest, I don't change because, yes, you want the speed players to matter. But the problem is, real life and game don't really translate. We all know that Madden speed kills some of the worst players in the game. As long as they're fast, you could easily force feed them the ball. They'll get open. They're going to make plays, especially in the running game. If you have good blocks, speed is all that matters because you get to those holes quicker. So I don't change that because I feel like the pros don't outweigh the cons. The cons are you make that speed matter even more, then it's really all about speed. So, and then the pros is like, I guess players feel a little different, but even then, speed is still speed. So I don't change that. I think 50 is perfectly fine. As far as the penalties go, 55 for offside. You rarely see offside. False start, you will see that quite a bit anyway, so 50 is fine. Maybe 55. Holding, if you want it to be more real life, I'd go 55 because there's a lot of holding in real life, but I personally I want a realistic game, but I don't want a boring. Like, we all know that holding in real life is one of the most unfun plays in football. So I try to avoid that. Face mask at 55, illegal block in the back at 50, roughing the passer at 45, and then DPI at 45. This one's a big one, roughing the passer, because it's still that kind of glitch where, the play's over, and because the player's close enough to the quarterback, they end up tackling him because that's like the engagement protocol in the game. It's like you're on a player, you can tackle them, especially quarterback. So you end up getting stupid penalties that just wouldn't happen in real life, right? Like a late hit happens in real life, but it's very rare that you're going to see the ball is thrown, 2 seconds later, they're kind of standing next to each other, and then out of nowhere, the guy goes full Cujo rabies mode and just attacks the QB, you know? So that's where we're at for penalties. Player skill is going to be polarizing. Once again, it's going to depend on your skill level, the team you're using. You know, what if you're using placement and accuracy or classic. If you're using classic, this needs to come up a bit, but placement and accuracy, you can easily counteract 32. I just feel like the quarterbacks are making a lot of throws, even the bad ones, so I need to drop that down a bit. Pass blocking at 48. You might even be able to go lower than this. I've been seeing a lot of linemen play really well that probably shouldn't. Catching, wide receiver catching at 38. I just see too many, like, possession catches where there's a guy draped all over him, aggressive possession. The jump balls you don't really get, which is, I wish there was a slider for that. I've been wanting it for a while now. I wish there was a slider for multiple things like that, and unfortunately there just isn't. So you're gonna get caught with hitting less aggressive catch jump balls, which you kind of want every once in a while, but the regular, most routine catches aren't going to be as routine, and you want to see that because in real world, there's so many times you see a catch that just should have happened and it's dropped. We're looking at you, Foster Moreau. Run blocking, 25. Run blocking for the last couple Maddens now has been really, really strong. It is really easy to run for 7+ yards per carry, break off big runs, and you got to drop that down a bit. Ball security is at 50. You could up that a little bit. The AI doesn't hit stick as much. I don't really get those big hits in there, but when they do cause fumbles. But fumbles are somewhat common in real life as well. I do have it higher for the AI, though, because you as a user can hit stick as many times as you want, and it feels like if you boom tack perfectly with the greenness, you hit a perfectly timed hit, you force a fumble a lot. This is the polarizing rating, the slider. It's so hit or miss. Like, half the time it feels like this does nothing, and I have it at 35, reaction 38, pass coverage. Interceptions at 48. You probably could drop this to 45. Picks seem like if they're in the open, they're easy as hell. And we know in real life, defenders drop wide open passes. I'm hopefully didn't look ahead of this. I have no idea why this tackling is down to 48. I genuinely don't. Yeah, tackling should be 48, 50. Nothing crazy there. As far as kicking, it's all user-based, so that's, irrelevant. You don't need to change that. Will change for the CPU, though, I will admit. We'll get to that in a second. QB accuracy, 60 for the QB accuracy. Quarterbacks, they make bad decisions. It's not about, just them hitting throws constantly to me. It's about counteracting the bad decisions of them throwing the ball away when they have a wide open guy, throwing the ball away when they could scramble for yardage, and they just miss opportunities, and I want them to at least be pretty accurate when that opportunity exists. Pass blocking at 53 I've had pretty good success with. I still get pass rush. I still get sacks here and there, but I also see when our team isn't as good, we usually don't get there. Wide receiver catching at 47. Yeah, he actually does drop the ball a lot more than the user, so 47, I think that's fine. Run blocking, 65. The AI just doesn't really take the best of lanes, and a lot of times it just seems like the blocking's not that good. 60 ball security, like I said, perfectly timed hits lead to fumbles so often. That's why we have them there. Reaction time at 62. Pass coverage at 70. I don't really have a tough time, throwing the ball. The big problem is the drags and slants that AI rarely covers. And, I can't just not throw to if it's there. So if there was a way to change, once again, like catching for jump balls, there's a way to change sliders for coverage based on the route, that would be great. If I can, bump the short routes to be way sticky and then the rest is a little bit less, I would do that. 52 tackling, you kind of break a lot of tackles in the game. And then the reason why we have punt accuracy at 100 and power at 55 is this still kind of a glitch in the game. I don't know if it happens to other people. It seems to happen to me all the time, where the punter is in range to easily hit, like if they wanted to, they could easily hit the touchback, that kind of range on the field, maybe like the 45, 50 range. They will shank the kick out of bounds, like to the 25, 29, 9 times out of 10. I don't know what it is, but the AI just cannot punt when it's time to go for touchback. So I figure with 100 accuracy and 55 pump power, they at least have a better chance to get that ball a little bit deeper. You might even want to pump this up to 60, because the AI, it's weird because like when you're in the middle of the field, like if they're punting from their own 20, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. If that punt power is too high, they're going to kick it to the moon. But the problem is, the majority of the time, they are going to be kicking that shorter range, and they're just going to shank the punt every time, where basically you should just be simming the punt. That's how bad it gets. But for the sliders, that's what I'm going to be rocking going forward with our Patriots franchise. I tested them out a couple of different times, and I think they're better than anything we've been running on our Patriots franchise. So you might expect a couple more losses coming our way. I think this is going to be about perfect for us specifically. Hopefully it is for you as well. The title is going to say, like, the best All-Madden sliders, but it's going to be, once again, all these sliders, they're all going to be very specific to the skill level and the team you're choosing. If you choose the Chiefs, a lot of this stuff is going to be completely irrelevant, right? You got Mahomes, you got a really good O-line. It's just going to be, irrelevant. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's really just the title for the title. Get those clicks in, baby. But yeah, if this ends up helping you out, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not sure how I did this, if I had clips in between, or if I'm just going to show some clips here at the end like I did for the College Football 25 one. Kind of no BS, just straight up to the sliders. And then if you want to see some examples of the sliders and how the gameplay plays, you can watch it at the end. Regardless, thanks for watching. If this helped you out, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content. And if you have sliders that you think are even better, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not perfect. I don't think I know all. I'm not somebody that knows more than every single person on the planet. So I'm willing to learn, and if you've got something I like, I can maybe try it out. If I like it, I'll implement it in my franchise maybe, and then pin the comment or something. So that's about that. Thanks for watching. Should be something a little bit later today on the channel. Anyways, take care. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya.